Hey, what's up everybody? It's BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Still very early in the morning. Monday morning, middle of December 2021, as you guys already know, I'm sure. But yeah, I figured I'd do another therapy session video. I think this is our 15th one. So yeah, man. Woke up this morning feeling pretty good. Well, yeah, I guess you could say I was felt pretty good. I had anxiety. I wouldn't say it's an anxiety attack because I've had those before, and that's not what this was. But just regular stomach anxiety about the same old stuff that I always have anxiety about these days, which is the process of going to get this car back. Like I said, everything's paid for, but now we run into a snag with the cops. We've already talked about that in regards to me getting the slip that's necessary for me to be able to get the car out of the lot. So nothing I can do on my end. I've done everything I could. I called who I needed to call, and then I further called who I was told to call from there. So my appointment is for today at 2:30 to pick up my vehicle. AMC is down 8%, which means that the money that I had to get out there is decreasing. I don't know that I actually have enough to get there now, believe it or not. If this thing doesn't recover on the day, I think I'm legitimately in a situation where I may not have enough to even Uber or Lyft rather to get my car. So that's another monkey wrench. So I may have to call somebody that I haven't spoken to in a while, see if they got time to take me down there or something like that, or catch the bus, which is, I grew up catching the bus, but it's just something that, outside of the area I grew up in, I have no idea which buses to catch, how long that's going to take or whatever. So that's just a process. And given that, again, I haven't left the house for more than 8-block radius in about 2 months, maybe almost 3 months now. So the anxiety comes from just the isolation, the over isolation that I've been putting myself through. And most of that has been the means of just me finding myself at peace. I've always been like this. This is where I'm at my best, or when I feel my most comfortable is a better way to put it, because I'm not at my best when I'm alone, but I feel most comfortable in that space. So I try to give myself as much time alive alone as possible. And it has really helped me in a lot of areas, including this one. So, yeah, man. As I just continue to let the clock move in the direction of where it's going. Obviously, nothing's open there yet. It's about 7 a.m. right now, 6:45, something like that. Nobody's open. So, trying to call the police station and try to see if they can find my paperwork again, or trying to call the recovery center where the car is and telling them to do something. They're not there yet. They'll be there in a couple hours. So really, it's not a whole lot for me to do right now, but just sit here and feel what I'm feeling, which is why I turn on the camera. So I got up this morning feeling like doing a little praying. So I got myself in a little meditation space. Prayed for everybody, including you guys and all who watch me on here, and proceeded to sit there in a little bit of silence, trying to heal up in my mind. I've been managing my weed, the little increments of weed that I've had. Ain't touched it today. I woke up this morning not thinking about it. So that's where I see the most improvement in my situation, in terms of just not having a heavy dependency short term on my weed as I thought I would. When you smoke constantly like I do, and then you run out, you have, believe it or not, some anxiety about that, about how you're going to pay for it, about how you're going to feel when you feel anxious and not have the weed and all that stuff. And I've just been able to really not consider that, nor go out of my way to try to find a way to purchase some, that kind of thing. I've been patient, and this morning I haven't touched any. You see my eyes are white. I'm good, and it's, yeah, do I feel anxiety and all that? Would it help if I could have a nice little bowl? Sure, but it also helps if I can discipline myself away from it. I remember in the previous video, I said in the previous video that it cost $3,500 to get, I spent $3,500 getting the car out. No, that's not true. That's not true. The $3,500 that was depleted included the car, groceries, and of course my weed habits. So I wanted to make sure I clarify that. It's a weird thing that goes on in life. You have these little folklores in life where they say, oh, if your hands itch, money's coming. If you got a bump on your tongue, you've told a lie. Well, I had a bump on my tongue yesterday, and I couldn't figure out where my lie was, and that was where it was. I didn't intend to lie. I was thinking about the total account that is no longer, which was a $3,500 before the car was taken. And that process of having a car taken was expensive, took most of the account. And then from there, everything else I had to take care of took the rest of it. So down to $89, it's going to cost almost $100 to get where I'm going. So I'm in a rough spot. But all in all, my other shares, my AMC share, my big account, still intact. I'm pretending it doesn't exist, as you can see, to the best of my ability, even though I know to pay certain bills, I'm going to eventually have to cut into it if these unemployment checks don't start coming in within the next, literally 2-3 days. I probably should sell some shares right now to assure that I have the money that I need just in case. But like I said, this thing is bleeding. And, it's hard to tell what makes sense, from a financial standpoint. You need to secure as much funds as you can. But from the other standpoint, it's like, you don't want to start selling when everything's bleeding. You've been holding it all this time while it was fine. And now when it starts to go bad, suddenly you need it. You're cutting into your position even more so than you normally would just because of that. So I feel like, I'm just kind of running into some bad luck for myself, and I don't think it's by happenstance as it pertains to the stock itself and it bleeding and all these financial issues we're having. Each fourth quarter, we're dealing with manipulation. We're dealing with a lot of different uncertainty in the markets. We got people who have been doing a lot of nefarious stuff in the markets are starting to have to, pay their bills and deal with the possibility of margin calls, and a lot of liquidity is being created to make up for those concerns. So what you're seeing in stocks bleeding out and the market bleeding out is a direct reaction to Evergrande going down and various other hedge funds and different financial institutions that are going to have to be ponying up some money. So, I feel like AMC, the manipulation that's gone on with this stock, as we've discussed at length many times, it's just going through a very difficult, they're going through the real end of the year plan for all of those bad guys who ultimately want to short this stock and shake us out of our positions and destroy the AMC and all that. Those entities know that this is the holiday season. They know people need money during these times. They know apes have been struggling all year long, holding their shares, hoping they would be millionaires by now. They know that most of us don't have a lot of money because we pour all that money in AMC and didn't reinvest a lot of it, some of us. They know we're in this position. They think of us as stupid money, so they know we need money in the end of the year. If they drop the stock all the way to the bottom right before Christmas, people will sell the majority of their shares to pay for gifts for their kids and their families and stuff like that. They know these end of the year bills are coming. They know that taxes and things like that are coming. So they'll drop the stock on a day like today or in the last couple of weeks right before Christmas. So hopefully all of us will do that. So it's not happenstance. We're dealing with evil, cut and dry, and they know how to effectively psychologically attack individuals and groups to try to shake us out of our position. Fortunately enough for us, we kind of know that. So it's not about me wavering in my belief or expecting anything else. It's just the circumstances of my life. Just like a lot of people in December needs to have some cash attached to it. So they know that. And if I was in their position strategizing against us, I'd probably try to dip this thing down to $3 during this holiday season if I was, in on their side. So I get it. But at the same time, it's like I need money, and it's being decreased by the second. So it's just the nature of the battle we're in. Now, as far as everything else, there is no everything else. I got a good, healthy life. I'm not complaining, and my channel's going strong, even though it's still growing. It's still in the early stages. I'm going more confident in what we're doing here. Playlist curation project on Apple Music, BDF at Apple Music is going well. I'm putting together all kinds of different playlists and have continued to do that with art attached to it and all of that. So guys, check it out and see what I'm working on in the passion project side of the game. And that's it, man. The job opportunity that was given to me for my neighbor, I haven't recontacted that person since I haven't gotten my car back. But last I told him that my availability should be open. You know what I mean? If and when I get my vehicle, which is expected to obviously be today. So, do I want to go back to work? You guys know I don't. Do I want to work security? Absolutely not. But if I'm not going to be getting unemployment checks, I got to stop the bleeding somehow. So that opportunity is very much one that is a blessing, even if I don't necessarily welcome it. So, yeah, man, I just want to get better in those areas as well. As a human being, I'm not proud of saying I don't want to work. You know what I mean? And it's not that I don't want to work. It's just that I don't want to work the job that I know how to do. I want to do other things, but I haven't found myself in a position to create that reality for myself. So I don't have it in here. It just is what it is. And it gets frustrating for a person like myself who wants to do the right thing, wants to have it all together, but just can't bring himself to be normal in some ways that would otherwise help my situation, and overcoming my brain, as we've discussed at length, is still very much something that I have to work on. So that's what this is about. Hopefully these therapy sessions can hold me down until I can get a real therapist, till I can put myself in a position to do those things. So yeah, man, just what are you gonna do? Stocks bleeds. Sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. Today it just happens to be going down at the time when I needed to go up. But I've had so much good luck in regards to this situation. So much good luck. So many blessings, come in so many various different ways of, just saving my butt in situations where money come out of nowhere, stuff like that, to where I'm just leaning on faith at this point. I don't necessarily have it all together. If something's outside of my control, I want to let it go, not have anxiety about it. Reading a devotional this morning, my little Christian devotional my grandmother bought me many years ago. It happened to say, cast your anxiety on the Lord. So I took that literally, sat down, did my prayer and all that stuff. So, I'm trying to be healthy, man. I'm trying to mentally get myself out of this space where I feel weak, very, very weak, very, very anxious, very useless at times, in terms of just being a man. Like, I heard something that Rick Ross said in his latest album. It was a line that's gonna stick with me probably for the rest of my life. He said, as a man, I'm no longer seeking shelter. And he repeated it like 3 times at the end of that, for people like myself to really let that sink in. Like, I'm seeking shelter, right? I'm 37 years old, broke as hell, ain't paid rent, holding on to a couple dollars, trying to hope that they'll turn into something else. I don't ever want anybody to be in a space like that again. That's why I stand on this hill and say, I was weak. I ain't do what I was supposed to do. I'm suffering anxiety, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying this stuff so y'all can find it in yourselves, to help someone that may be like me, or help yourselves if you're in a situation where you're not doing what you're supposed to do with your mental health or just your business, your being mature, and all the different things that need to be done in life. Don't find yourself in a situation where you're behind the 8 ball because you didn't take care of your business. That's cut and dry, regardless of why. I didn't take care of my business. I didn't go to school when it was time for me to go to school as a child because of anxiety, but nevertheless, it didn't happen. I stayed away from school at all costs to help my brain, keep me in that space of comfort that I only find in isolation. Yeah, that's been the thing. So because of it, I didn't take school seriously, lazy, doing all types of stuff that only helped the short-term aspect of things and not really having any plan at all. So yeah, man, I just want to be one of the last people that do that. I want to use my voice as a way of deterring people from being complacent, deterring people from letting their mental health or other aspects of their health go by the wayside, with hopes and dreams to show for it. That's just not enough, man. You got to have tangible works to assure that you can stop the bleeding on whatever's going on in your life financially. Because at the end of the day, life is gonna keep coming. The environment, the way the system that we're in, the way things operate, you're gonna owe money. So that goes without saying, but no, it doesn't, because there are people like me who exist who really, really, really believe that because of whatever set of circumstances, they should be able to defy that and survive. And it just doesn't work. It don't work. You have to force yourself to be active, which is why I want to encourage all young people to follow your passions early, so that when you get to a point where you have to make money, you're doing things you love to do to make money. Because that's the reality that's lacking from my life right now. I do all these different things that people do get paid to do, at a level that people get paid to do it, but because of my choices, my circumstances, my environment, and how I am, just period. I've never welcomed that success into my life. I've never welcomed the stress that comes with those things in my life. I didn't think I could handle it. Still wonder if I can. I barely feel like I can handle the very little circumstances on my plate right now. Going out, getting my vehicle, and bringing it back home feels like I'm dealing with something much worse than that. You know what I mean? And that exaggerated anxiety, that exaggerated perspective, it works, against you, but you can't let it get out of hand. That's what you are in control of. That's what I'm here to tell you. I'm not necessarily in control of all the other stuff, but I am in control of the fact that I was aware I had these issues, had opportunities to address them, and didn't. I was aware I had these issues and just opted to pretend that they didn't affect me the way that they do. You know what I mean? And that's that. Surround yourself with the right people and allow that input that they provide you to inspire you, because that's also what's lacking. There's no one here to try to snap me out of anything. There's no one here to say, yo, get up. There's no one here to say, hey, I believe in you. There's no one here to say, hey, you got the wrong idea. You might want to do something else. Or even just, hey, here's $20. Go get your car. Like, stuff that we take for granted when we have people around us. When we have a family, a house full of people, they help motivate you. It may be different drama or different things that come with that, but you're not alone in these moments. And my mother used to always say, no man is an island. And I told her, I'm going to challenge that. I have, and it's not working. It's not working. I feel better as long as I'm an island, but unfortunately, you have to be rich in order to enjoy this. You can't be poor and be an island. That's the problem. So, as to where if I got a lot of money, take care of myself in such a way that I could take care of my family, I'd probably live my days alone and never complain about it, truly, because that's what comes naturally to me. Man, I'd probably do the exact same things I'm doing now, just in a better situation. But nevertheless, it's just, I just am aware that that's just not possible for me, and that's just what it has to be. It's just what I have to absorb. So, yeah, man, it gets a lot worse for people. I'm not in the worst position in the world. It just feels the way it does. So, you just have to address it. So that's what this is, man. Anyway, I got something on my mind, but it ain't for this video. I'm gonna make another video in regards to that. But yeah, I just thank you guys for putting up with me. It's another one of those therapy sessions. I believe this is 15. So yeah, man, this car situation, hopefully it can get resolved today. But even in bringing it back, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I feel so much anxiety about bringing the car back, because now I have to pay all the bills that come with it. Now I gotta wonder if somebody's gonna, come back and repo it again if for some reason I can't pay those bills. Now I gotta, be aware that, it's incumbent upon me to make the car useful by going places and getting back on the road and driving again and being a regular human being, for which my anxiety fights against greatly. So, man, I wish so bad that I didn't have to deal with all this in my head, but I look forward to just snapping out of that, and look, I will. That's all there is to it. I have to. So, anyway, my name is BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. Have a great one.